Long ago, in the twilight of a dying empire, whispers moved faster than truth, and silence was deadlier than swords. The world was built on loyalty, but ruled by betrayal. Justice had many faces, and all of them cracked. One man walked between shadow and light in this land of falling banners and rising ghosts. He had a name once, a legend, a lover, a killer. Now, he is only a silence, sharpened by exile, tempered by grief. They call him Silent Fox. This is not a story of heroes. It is a story of what remains when the blade is sheathed, but the wound never closes. The man from the snowy mountain, Silent Fox, once the Empire's deadliest blade. Swift, precise, unseen. His sword, Whisper Fang, sang only once, never twice. He was the Empire's Tao, the final silence in the dark. But at falling Crane Temple, they turned on him. Betrayed, branded, hunted, he escaped, soaked in the blood of his own. Then, vanished into the snow. Years passed. The sword lay buried. He became a ghost in the mountains, a hunter, a myth. They say he hasn't spoken since. Some believe he's dead. Others believe he waits for justice or vengeance. Wind howls faintly. The door creaks. The mountain does not forgive, nor does it forget. Silent Fox returns from the hunt, snow clinging to his boots, breath thick in the air. But something is wrong. The stillness is heavier than the cold. The wooden door cracks open. Inside, silence. A flickering fire struggles to survive in the hearth. Shadows twitch across blood-soaked wood. There, where warmth once lived, Mai Lian. Her body lies twisted in stillness. Once so soft with laughter, her lips were frozen in parting sorrow. The room holds its breath. The hunter falls to his knees. Not a sound escapes him. But inside, something shatters. Then he sees it. Carved into the floor, deep and raw, like a wound. Black Phantom. He does not scream. He does not cry. But the silence he once chose is now a promise. And the mountain will remember his vow. The fire breathes low in the dark. Silent Fox removes his cloak. The weight of exile falling to the floor. He kneels before his sword, the steel once buried now gleaming in the firelight. Scars mark his chest, each one a memory he never speaks of. The whetstone scrapes slow and steady. A forgotten rhythm returns. In his eyes the embers burn. Not with rage, but resolve. He binds his hair. The silence is over. The mountain has kept him long enough. Now, he descends. The snow is behind him now. But the silence walks with him still. Silent Fox steps onto the path below. No longer a hunter, but something more. His pure white robes drift like mist around his steps, each fold whispering the vow he carries. The earth is wet, dark with the world's weight, but he walks untouched. His sword gleams in the light of morning. Unspoken, unforgiving. His hair is tied with purpose. His gaze holds the sorrow of all lost, and the steel of all that must come. The mountains rise behind him. The river weans ahead. The blade moves again. And with it, the man becomes legend. The village hums with life, bargains, laughter, and danger in disguise. Lan Yu stands tall in the chaos, robes of emerald and gold blazing like firelight in motion. Thugs close in. She doesn't flinch. Her jade ornaments shimmer as she moves, graceful, fierce, and unyielding. Steel rings out, once, twice. Silent Fox steps from the crowd, white robes flowing, eyes like frost. His sword cuts clean. No wasted motion, no mercy. The thugs stumble back, dust rising around them. For a breath, the world stands still. Lan Yu turns. Their eyes meet. She sees the ghost the mountain sent back. He sees the spark he thought he'd lost. And in that heartbeat, everything begins to change. Lanterns sway gently above the street, a quiet rhythm returning after the storm. Lan Yu bowed low, her silk sleeves sweeping the dust with grace. In this humble village, she shines like a blossom in snow. Her voice is warm, but there is steel beneath the silk. "Thank you," she says, not with fear, but with honor. Silent Fox says nothing. The breeze answers for him, rustling his white robes. Two strangers in a sea of noise, yet in this moment, the world narrows. A soft smile, a meeting of fates, and the path forward begins to take shape. The chamber is quiet, but the air hums with history. Scrolls whisper from the walls, old secrets pressed between silk and ash. Master Yan stands beneath the candlelight, his voice low, steady, and heavy with warning. He speaks of the cave of eternal shadows, where even the bravest vanish. Some truths, he says, were never meant to be uncovered. Silent Fox says nothing, but his eyes burn with grim resolve. Dust clings to his robes. The past clings harder. Lan Yu listens, hands clasped, her breath held between fear and faith. The candles flicker, and the shadows on the walls begin to move. The gates creak open. The mansion of the thousand swords breathes with motion. Warriors training waves, robes of crimson, jade and gold. Steel flashing like sunlight on water. Silent Fox steps into the courtyard, white robes untouched by the dust around him. Beside him, Lan Yu walks with quiet purpose. Together, they cut through the noise like a dream in daylight. Then, stillness. Above them, on the highest balcony, a shadow watches. Black Phantom, layered in obsidian silk, his face cloaked, but his eyes piercing, endless. The crowd fades to silence. Two forces now face each other, light and shadow, hunter and ghost, memory and reckoning. The sun begins to fall, and so does the veil between what was and what must be. The air tightens. The sky bleeds red as the sun sinks behind the mountains. From the balcony, he descends, silent as smoke. Black Phantom, the name carved in blood, the shadow that never left. His black robes ripple like a storm held back by threads. Each step forward bends the silence. The crowd parts, not by order, but by fear. Silent Fox stands waiting, white robes glowing in the dying light. Unmoving, unblinking, two legends face each other. One seeks truth. The other hides it behind a blade. No words are spoken. None are needed. The challenge is clear, and the world holds its breath. Steel sings, and the world vanishes. Black Phantom strikes first. Ruthless, sharp, without hesitation. His blade is fury wrapped in shadow. His robes swirl like smoke, never still, never seen. Silent Fox answers, not with rage, but with purpose. He moves like water, flowing, bending, never breaking. Each step a memory, each strike a vow. Their swords clash, sparks erupt, lighting the dusk like stars torn from the sky. White robes darken with dust and sweat. Black cloaks coil and twist through the air. This is no duel, it is a reckoning. A dance carved in silence and flame. The mountain watches. The warriors hold their breath. Blade meets blade. Truth meets shadow. And neither dares to fall. The clash has ended, but the silence is louder than war. Black Phantom kneels. Robes torn, breath ragged. One hand clutching his chest, the other empty. His hood slips just enough to reveal the face behind the fear. Human, wounded, known. Before him stands Silent Fox. Sword lowered, but not forgotten. Dust dances in the golden light, the sun casting long shadows that cannot hide the truth anymore. Light and darkness, bound by blood, severed by blade. Around them, no one moves. No cheer, no sound. Only the weight of what it cost. The duel is over, but the story is not. The forest parts, and the past rises before them. The cave of eternal shadows, sealed for centuries, untouched by time, hungering still. Its stone gates loom high, etched with forgotten warnings, wrapped in vines like the fingers of the dead. Silent Fox stands before it, Lan Yu at his side, the wind whispering what no scroll dare speak. Power lies beyond. Truth. Revenge. Ruin. His hand brushes the hilt, then moves away. The blade is silent. The choice, louder. He turns from the gate, not out of fear, but clarity. Some doors must remain closed, and some men must rise by walking away. The snow glistens, not with silence, but with promise. Morning breaks across the soft and golden peaks like breath on still air. Silent Fox stands where it all began, wrapped in fur and frost once more, but something has changed. Beside him, Lan Yu smiles, her robes catching the light, a bloom of color against the endless white. The shadows have passed. The blade is quiet, no vengeance, no war, only the path ahead. And as the sun rises over the snowy mountain, a new story begins, not written in blood, but in hope. Dawn rises, but the mist carries no warmth, only blood and silence. In the deep forests of the Jianghu, bodies lie cold beneath the trees, swords shattered, eyes wide with unfinished words. Each corpse bears the same mark, a violet seal shaped like a flame scorched into the earth. Whispers travel fast, too fast. One name blooms in fear, Purple Phoenix. Clad in flowing robes of midnight violet, her silver ornaments glint like knives in morning light. Her eyes burn, not with hatred, but with purpose. One by one, the warriors fall. Not for conquest, not for glory, but to summon the ghost in white, the one she cannot forget, the one she must face, Silent Fox. The wind howls across the cliffside, carrying voices from a world he left behind. Silent Fox stands alone, wrapped in fur and silence. The snow biting but familiar. Below, the villagers stir with fear. His name drifts through the smoke of rumor, a ghost painted in blame. They say he's the reason she kills, that his shadow walks with the flame. He knows the truth is more profound, darker. The past is no longer buried, and the fire is calling. In his eyes, the burden returns, not with rage, but with resolve. The hunter must walk again, not to fight, but to answer. The wind sighs through broken stone, carrying echoes of prayers long forgotten. Two fates collide in the heart of a ruined temple, where vines clutch the past and light spills through shattered ceilings. Silent Fox stands in white, still as a statue carved by time. Across from him, Purple Phoenix burns. Her robes a storm of violet, her voice sharp with fury. "You killed her," she says. Each word a blade, each breath a wound. Her sister's name cracks the silence. A name he remembers. A face he mourns. He speaks, calm, heavy with sorrow. But truth bends under the weight of grief. She doesn't listen. She cannot. In this place where gods once listened, only vengeance remains, and the fire has already been lit. Steel rings through the ruins, echoing off broken stone like thunder in a storm. Silent Fox moves precisely, his white robes streaked with dirt and ash. A ghost made flesh. He deflects a deadly strike, his blade catching the light as sparks explode between them. Purple Phoenix presses forward, eyes blazing, every movement sharpened by pain. Their swords clash repeatedly, each impacting a memory, and each step a wound reopened. The temple shakes with their fury, dust raining from above like the past refusing to stay buried. Two warriors, one truth, and a silence waiting to break. Amid the crumbling temple, steel flashed, grief and fury colliding in every strike. Silent fox and purple phoenix, two storms clashing under a fractured sky. But then, a third shadow moved. The nanny, silvered hair whipping in the dust, eyes burning with betrayal, she struck. Silent fox turned just in time. Blade meeting blade. Purple phoenix froze. Confusion. Pain together without thought, they moved. A single strike. One intention, two hands. The blade pierced her, silence followed. The nanny staggered back, silver-streaked hair now soaked in sorrow. She fell to her knees, eyes wide, not in anger, but in disbelief. Purple Phoenix rushed to her side, tears already falling. Silent Fox stood behind them, his sword low, his heart heavier than before. No words, only breath, only regret. The past had returned and demanded blood. The battle ends, not with death, but with a breathless silence. Purple Phoenix falls to her knees, trembling, broken not by blade, but by truth she never wanted to hear. Silent Fox stands over her, his sword sheathed, his voice low, steady, like winter wind through falling leaves. She was lost long before the end, he says. Not by my hand, but by her own choices. He speaks of her sister, once gentle, once kind, a caretaker, a friend. But darkness crept in. She chose the sect, chose power over mercy, hatred over love. And when she confessed her heart, he turned away. Not out of cruelty, but because he saw what she had become. Her end came not from vengeance, but from the weight of her betrayal. Purple Phoenix's fury faded to silence. Not forgiveness, not peace, but understanding, sharper than any blade. The temple falls still. The clash of blades fades, leaving only breath, ragged and heavy. Purple Phoenix collapsed, knees to stone, hands trembling with fury and grief. Tears burn her eyes, but it's not pain that breaks her, it's the truth she tried to outrun. Silent Fox stands above her, his voice quiet, but every word cuts deeper than steel. She was your sister, but once she was more, my wife's nanny, a part of our home. He speaks of how she changed, drawn into the sect's shadow, heart twisted by power, loyalty lost to ambition. She offered love, he says, but not the kind I could accept, not with blood on her hands. She died, not by my sword, but by the weight of what she became. Purple Phoenix bows her head. No hatred now, only sorrow. The past cannot be undone, but its truth can finally be spoken. The smoke curls high into the night, a final breath from the burning lair. Among the flames, truth steps from the shadows. He was there all along, the whisper in Purple Phoenix's ear, the one who fed her fury, twisted her grief into a blade. A master of lies, a disciple of the sect. Silent Fox says nothing. He doesn't need to. Beside him, Purple Phoenix no longer trembled. Her eyes burn, not with vengeance, but with clarity. They do not speak. They only turn. Two swords, one purpose. The past divided them. But now, truth unites them. The real war begins now. The night roars with fire and fury. Silent Fox and Purple Phoenix move as one, a perfect storm of steel and will. He is calm, precise. She is fierce, unyielding. Together, they carve through the dark like lightning splitting the sky. Their enemy, the shadow behind it all, strikes with desperation. But lies cannot stand where truth walks with blades drawn. With one final blow, it ends. The lair crumbles. The silence after is not empty, but earned. Purple Phoenix stands over the ashes, the weight of her sister's memory still heavy in her heart. But her eyes are no longer lost. She turns to Silent Fox. A nod, a breath, not forgiveness, but peace. And in that quiet, justice is not a word, but a choice they both made. The wind welcomes him home, cold, quiet, and familiar. Silent Fox returns to the snowy mountain, where silence once weighed heavy. Now it brings peace. His burden is lighter. The ghosts no longer chase him. They rest far below. Purple Phoenix walks a new path, not for revenge, but for those who cannot defend themselves. She carries the past, but no longer lets it define her. Their journeys diverge. No words are spoken. None are needed. A silent understanding binds them, like morning mist on the mountain air. Not all endings are farewells. Some are beginnings. Quiet ones, true ones. Silent Fox, Wrath of the Purple Phoenix.